our last day in the flat, and we're actually officially saying goodbye to the flat, which is a nice house overall, but we are leaving.
Goodbye.
Okay, so if you guys don't know us, here's a quick summary. We sold everything we owned and bought a one-way ticket to Bali.
Hi, we're Marshall and Gabs, and for the last 2 years we've been living and working in New Zealand.
It's been a good life. 2 years-ish in this flat. Though the country is undoubtedly beautiful, Marcel got sick of the rat race.
And Gabs had a quarter-life crisis after finishing her masters, leaving her in a spiraling mess.
Our socials are filled with influencers talking about achieving freedom and working anywhere online.
So we thought, fuck it. It can't be that hard. Might as well try it ourselves.
Little did we know that this journey had its own set of problems. We're on the plane on the way to Bali. Well, no, we're on the plane on the way to Melbourne, but there was a lot that happened earlier this morning. Essentially, we couldn't use the flight that we already booked because apparently we needed a transit visa because our transit in Australia was more than 8 hours long. Nobody told us about that. We had to call Qantas and sort it out, and then eventually they did give us a refund, but then we had to book another flight, and thankfully Jetstar still had like some seats available for like $1,600, which was still pricey, but for the day itself I think that's a decent price. They were kind of fighting us about like, oh, you should have known about the visa thingy, and then we're telling them, well, I think it's your responsibility as an airline to tell us that we need it, like not to sort it out for us, but at least let us know, because for what I know, you don't need a visa unless you exit the airport, but even if we're still inside the airport, if it's longer than 8 hours, we needed a visa, which is fucking dumb.
It's already been a long day.
It's already been a long day. We woke up at like 3 a.m. and we finally got on this plane, which is like, it's 8 o'clock right now. So this is the start of our vlog and also our new journey. How do you think you will react when you get to Indonesia?
I want to bottom.
He says that now he's gonna be hot, not warm.
Yeah.
I have no makeup on because I can't be fucked. Do I look ugly?
You look beautiful. We are in Australia.
We're in Australia. We just landed in Melbourne Airport.
Are we any different than if we were on the other plane?
Maybe just slightly $500 richer. But aside from that, not really.
Yeah, I don't know why it was an issue.
No.
If we stay here 3 hours longer than now,
How dare we stay
Illegal.
3 hours longer? How dare we?
legally you're not allowed.
So another funny thing was that people automatically assumed that we wanted to get into Australia, and then they kept on wanting to like scan our passports, and then we got sent somewhere else because our passport won't scan. We got sent like 3 different places, like kind of being mucked around, and the reason why our passport didn't scan was because we weren't supposed to scan our passports, because that's to scan the visa, and we don't have a visa here. So eventually this one really nice guy, props to whatever your name sir is in the airport guy, he was really nice, and he just told us where we are supposed to be going, and Melbourne Airport is much bigger than Christchurch Airport, so safe to say we got lost ish, and now we're just taking a little bit of a rest and doing a bit of productive work while we have the 5-hour layover before we go to Bali. I also look like shit, so I'm probably gonna be doing my makeup now. We're doing our layover, and the flight got delayed twice, and it got delayed 3 hours. So basically, our layover is still 8 hours long, or more than 8 hours long now, because now we're already in Australia. I guess we don't need a visa, but it's just so funny to think that you need a visa for transiting, but now our transit is 8 hours long, but we don't need a visa because we're already here, which is just like, I just feel like it's so dumb. We're currently waiting on the payment because Qantas said that they would give us a refund, and that's what the customer representative said, but it hasn't gone through, and we don't have the confirmation email yet. So it's one of those issues where I'm like, okay, they said that they would, but obviously I know the process takes quite a long time. It's probably a few business days for the money to come back into our bank accounts, but we don't even have the email confirmation yet. I'm a little bit nervous about that, but I'm hoping that, you know, Qantas, I know you're a good airline. I know you will fix things, and I'm really hoping for that because I don't want to lose hope in you. I do like Qantas. I've used Qantas before, and I hope this little thing isn't going to destroy your name. Hi guys, this is Gabs from the future, currently editing this video. I'm in beautiful Bali already, which is amazing, but I just wanted to clarify a few things because I wanted to give you a better idea of what actually happened. So we were calling Qantas. This is early in the morning, like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. ish, and we were calling them and telling them, like, why didn't you tell us about the visa issue, because you are the airline representing Australia. You should at least let us know, or in that little reminder where you're like, oh, you're able to check in, at least give us like a little reminder. I feel like that's part of the responsibility, and we could have missed it, but we were looking at all the files and it didn't say anything about it at all. The Qantas representative told us that the only thing that we could do was book another flight or try to apply for the visa, and the visa, we had no guarantee of when we would be able to get the visa. Meanwhile, the end of check-in was in like 5 minutes because they were about to close check-in. So we were asking him, what are the options that we can do? Because we feel like we've been kind of scammed in this situation where we weren't even told prior about what we needed. And he told us, hey, no worries, look, we are going to give you a full refund, and then you can go buy another flight that suits your schedule well. This is what he said. We didn't ask for a refund. He suggested giving a refund. Well, we were asking what our options were, and that's what he said, you know. And this was after a pretty long fight. So he told us that he was going to give a full refund. He read out our itinerary. He told us that, oh, this is how much you paid, this is how much you're going to get back. Exactly the same. That was good news to us. The thing is, when we booked the flight, this was months beforehand, we booked it over Expedia, right? And I am slightly concerned knowing that if you book from a travel agency, it might not have the same rules and regulations as if you book from the actual Qantas site or the airline. But in that state of panic, you know, he was the one who mentioned like, oh, I will give you a refund. And he read it out loud and he was like, I'm going to process this right now. It's like, great. We had other things to worry about, obviously. We were just waiting for the email confirmation day after day after day. Didn't end up coming. And then I emailed Qantas asking them what's going on with this refund. Days passed, we're already in Bali, trying to enjoy our holiday, but still worried about the money that we spent. They told us that they can't process the refund because we booked it on Expedia. And the only thing that we can do is try to ask Expedia. So I asked Expedia, and Expedia said, well, Qantas is telling them that they need a visa rejection letter. The thing is, we didn't get a visa rejection letter because we didn't apply for the visa, because the guy canceled for us. And this is not us canceling on the website. We were calling the guy, and the guy gave us a solution, and he canceled on his end. So we had no control over that except for saying yes or no. And we did say yes because obviously he said, well, this is the only option you can do. I'll help you do this. And I'm like, okay, sure. But essentially he canceled for us, and then he told us that we're going to get a refund, and then Qantas is telling us that the only way we can get a refund is if we provide a visa rejection letter, which we don't have because their customer representative told us that we're going to get a full refund because of our situation. And I explained it so clearly to them, and this is two parties working together, and I'm so confused because Expedia is talking to Qantas, Qantas is talking to Expedia, and I'm trying to get in the loop as well. And their final decision, after like probably 10 emails back and forth with both of these companies, remains consistent that they will not issue us a refund because we booked from Expedia, and Expedia can't get that refund because there's no visa rejection letter, even though Qantas specifically told us that they would be issuing us a refund due to that scenario. So I am very pissed, and it has been so many emails that my energy is genuinely drained, and it's so unfair that airlines are doing this to everyday people when they have the hundreds, thousands, millions of dollars to spend, and they can't even get their customer satisfaction right because they are failing to do what they promised. So there's the main reason why I will not be flying with Qantas again, because I feel like if you say something, you should do it. And if it's your customer representative that said the wrong thing, let's say he was supposed to check that beforehand, like make sure he says the right thing and hold him accountable for that if that's really the case. And if he already told us that he's going to do it and he canceled our flight, then we should get back the refund that he told us we'd get, and then do whatever you want to him. If you want to fire him, if you want to retrain him, great. But at the meantime, we're the ones at loss. So fuck you, Qantas. I will never be using your airline again. You could have done so much better, but you're just here telling me, no, we can't do this because rules and regulations, blah, 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 even though you told me otherwise. So yeah, practice what you preach. And I hope you don't do this to other people, but I have a feeling you will, because once I posted it to my stories, a lot of my friends are saying, yeah, that happened to me as well. So yeah, this is a PSA to everybody out there to watch out for this airline company. No, because we had a 4-hour delay, and apparently we were supposed to get a food voucher, but nobody was there, and we were trying to look for people for the longest time because we got hungry.
So we're completely winning the situation. So
We're
finally,
winning.
somebody finally showed up. So we go pull up, and then we won the food vouchers, and now we got $40 in food vouchers, and now we get food, and now everything is forgiven. We are happy.
Yes, and then now everybody's queuing in line because they want to get on the airplane first. But we got our $40, and we're getting a sandwich, and we're getting a rice, and we're getting a muffin. So yeah.
And we still have half an hour.
We
so-
have loads of time, and everybody's waiting and queuing anyway, so it like doesn't matter.
But also everybody's getting vouchers.
One eternity later.
We finally made it after hours,
Long day.
and it's 1 a.m.
Long day.
It's 1 a.m., but we finally made it.
We are in Bali.
We're finally in Bali, and we took a very long sleep.
Very long sleep. It was
Especially-
much needed.